Good afternoon. I'm looking for the clicker. Is it this thing? Awesome. So, some of you might know what this is about. So, I'm not going to talk to you about code. So, I'm going to tell you, OK, which button should I use? Oh, OK, sorry. It was the big one that I didn't saw. Sorry. Perfect. So I'm Vincent. I've come from France, and I don't want to talk to you about code, but I want to talk to you about my little side project. So some of you might know about it. It's a Twitter account. It's called iOS Memes, and it's a meme page that you can go check every time Xcode is indexing files. So I guess that in your day, it's going to happen a lot. And what I want to do on stage today is to show you the top 12 best memes, the ones that were the best received by the community on Twitter. So let's get started. So at number 12, we have something that we often do in our code, even though we shouldn't. It's unwrapping optional value. When you're like, I know what I'm doing, but a few months ago, you see you didn't know what you were doing, definitely. At number 11 is something that we are often guilty of as iOS developers. It's about writing tests. Where are the tests in this project? Nobody knows and nobody wants to know. At number 10, it's about these two words that will like never be able to understand each other. It's iOS developers and the App Store review team. For number 9, it's what do you think iOS developer hate the most? Is it code signing? Is it writing tests? Is it naming things? Or is it using JavaScript or React Native? Oh, at number 8, it's something that happened a lot in Swift. It's what you could call the fancy functional programming. When you put the $0 in your code and you're like, I have leveled up, definitely. For number 7, it's one of these very famous frameworks in iOS. It's called Core Data. Because as Apple would put it, Core Data is the easiest and most seamless way to persist data on iOS. To be honest, they improved recently. They improved. Oh, at number 6, it's one especially good for conferences. Things to say that will always start a fight at an iOS conference. You guys want to use storyboards? Please don't try this during the break, please. Oh, at number 5. So for iOS developers, there are basically 4 types of headaches. You have migraine, you have hypertension, you have stress, and you have understanding auto layout. And it's the worst one of them all. Oh, at number 4, it's the question like, settings layout, layout if needed. Which one should you call? You can call them both. Nobody will tell. Nobody will know. So we're getting to the top 3, the really good stuff. So when you have this weird asynchronous bug and you don't really know how to fix it, this pasq main async after, it will never let you down. At number 2, it's like when you go to a conference and you see all these nice talks, they talk to you about Swift UI, they talk to you about Combine, about Diffable, but then you go back to work on your project. No, deployment target, iOS 9. Not going to happen. And finally, what could be the most frustrating topic for iOS developers? It's code signing. So the account, it's called iOS Memes. If you liked it, please tell your friends. You can also contribute because the account is partially community-driven. And actually, there are 4 people that contributed to the content that you just saw. Here are their Twitter handles. And thank you. You've been a great audience. If you want to follow the account,
Thank you. Thank you very much.